Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, I make content relating to my active fentanyl addiction and also my prison experience. So I was somebody who worked in a life as prison for a period of time, and I also was in a relationship with somebody who served time in prison. If that sort of thing interests you, then please do subscribe. This video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be relating to my addiction. It's going to be a really tricky video to film. It's something that I have been processing for the last, week or so, but I'm kind of ready to talk about it now because I said I would, and it's important. It's really important. So I've been talking for a while about the fact that I do want to come off of fentanyl, but that I know it's going to be a really, really big battle. I did a video on kind of the withdrawal and I accidentally went without my medication. It's in patch form. So the patch had come off unbeknownst to me, and I was extremely poorly. I felt like I was dying. I felt so poorly. Everything that could have happened. I had the worst headache. I couldn't walk in a straight line. I was sick. I was dizzy. I was slurring my words. I was going from literally sweating, like my hair was soaking wet, my pyjamas, my bedding, all soaking wet, to then shaking, freezing cold. I was so unwell, and then on top of that, obviously, I take fentanyl for back pain, so my back was in so much pain as well. So I went through that, and I knew it was, at that point, obviously I knew I was addicted, but also I knew it was going to be really, really difficult to come off of it. But I know that it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. Main thing is I want to have children, and I want to have children in the next year, 18 months. I want to have my first, or at least, be pregnant with my first. So I knew it's something that I needed to do. But because of that, because of the withdrawal that I went through, I was terrified, and I still am absolutely terrified. I've been saying for about 6 months, I'm going to speak to my doctor about it and I'm going to see what the plan is, and I didn't do it. And my medication review came around, and previously a medication review, I've just said, yeah, I'm fine. To be fair, they don't ask any questions. It's almost like they don't want you off of the pain relief, to be honest. Previously, they've just gone, how are you getting on? And I say, yeah. And they say, is it dealing with the pain? Yeah. All right, I'll re-prescribe. And that's it. So this was a phone call. My partner was there, and I did say to him before, I'm going to speak to them about coming off, ready for us to have kids. And he sat in the room with me, and I kind of thought, right, I've got to do it. I've got to do it. So we were talking about, he asked, okay, he was a new doctor, and he said, so how, he called me up and he said, how long you've been on it and what's the kind of backstory? And I said I've been on all types of pain relief, and I've ended up on fentanyl. And he said, how are you getting on? And I said, well, it's dealing with the pain, but I'd really like to have children. And he said, okay, opiates would affect the baby, and the baby would be born most likely addicted. And I said, yeah, I understand that, which is why I'd like to look at coming off of it. But I know it's not going to be easy. I explained what happened when I withdrew, and he said, obviously you've come from a really high dose to nothing, so your body is going to really feel it. He took me through a plan of very, very, very slowly weaning off and having something alongside it to help me come off of it. When I was talking to him, I could feel the anxiety and I could feel myself getting emotional, but I just carried on the conversation, and he was brilliant. He was great. He was very supportive. This is what you want to do. I can definitely support you. We're always here. He's booked another consultation in 3 months' time so you can see where I'm going, but said, contact me at any point if you've got any questions, if you're unsure, if you're struggling, please let me know, and we'll go from there. So I felt like the conversation went really, really well, and I felt like I'm really, really glad that I've got this doctor who's incredibly supportive. I don't think I've ever had a doctor previously that I felt would support me as well, and my partner said as well, he seems like a lovely man, and I'm really glad that he's, you know, helping you through this. But the minute I put the phone down, I just burst into tears, and I just said that I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified because I'm addicted, and it's going to be really hard to go through that again, go through the withdrawals and not just think I can put a new patch on. Like, I'm going to be coming off it, and it's weird. It's so weird with addiction because you almost have like a connection. It's like this thing that you hate but you love and you need, and you don't want to let go of it. And I really don't want to let go of it, but I know I have to. But it's so crazy. It's really difficult to describe unless you've been in it. But I know I need to do it. And that's what my partner keeps saying to me. You know you've got to do it so that we can have kids. But that doesn't mean it's not terrifying. And the other side of it is the pain. The pain is going to be unbearable. And I know the pain is going to be awful. So thinking about that also gives me a lot of anxiety and makes me panic and makes me worry about it. Because like I've said before, the day before I change my patch, the pain is so bad. I can't do anything but lay on the sofa. I don't sleep the night before because of the pain. I can't get comfortable. So knowing that it's going to be a lot more than that and it's going to be all the time is horrible. So the plan of action for me coming off, I'm currently on 50 micrograms per hour of a patch. In the same way that I went up in dose, I'm going to come down. The thing with opiates is your body adjusts. So when I very first went on 50 micrograms, I was sick, I was dizzy, I couldn't really drive because of these things. The pain was non-existent. And then slowly, very, very slowly over time, side effects stopped, but also so did the effect of it helping with the pain. So like I said, I get the days where I'm really, really struggling with it. Ordinarily I would have moved up, but I knew that I needed to come off of it, so I refused to go up. Whereas in the past, every sort of like 6 to 8 months, I'd moved up to the next dose. I was refusing to do that because I knew at some point I was going to come off. So I stayed in my kind of comfort zone, in my place where the pain was managed enough. I wasn't going up, so in my mind, that's okay. It's not, because I needed to come off a long time. I needed to never be on it, but I needed to come off a long, long time ago. So the plan is, after I finished the 50s that I've got, I go down to a 25 and a 12, so 37 it will be. Go down from 50 to 37. I can use Oromorph, so morphine alongside, because he said when you first move down, the pain is going to be really, really bad. But in the same way your body adjusts when you move up, your body adjusts when you come down. So when it will be, as it was really good at the start, the pain, and then it kind of got a little bit worse, he said it will be the opposite. So it'll be really bad at the start. Use the morphine a little bit just to help you get through, and then it will eventually, you'll get used to that dose. When you're used to it and you feel comfortable on that dose, then we'll move down to just 35s. When I say like that, it sounds so simple, and my partner says it like that to me, but when I think about leaving it behind, a huge part of me doesn't want to. I've become so attached and so protective of it And that is addiction. That is something that you love, but you hate. You can see that it ruins your life, but also you massively don't want to stop it, but you know that you have to. It's so complex. And of course, the pain side of things, I am terrified about the level of pain because I know what I've experienced in the past, and I just don't want to be bedbound. I don't want to have my partner showering me and brushing my hair and dressing me like I have in the past. I don't want my independence taken away like it has done. That's the last thing I want. So obviously I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified, and I will be, obviously, as I said before, I'll be filming the process and I'll be talking about how I feel, the side effects that I've had. Obviously the pain's going to be a big one, but also the withdrawal side of things. How am I coping with that? Obviously I've got the morphine, which he said I can use a little bit, 5 ml every hour if I need to, but the problem with that is use it too often, you're just going back up to being on a 50, so you're not really coming off of it. So I need to make sure that I'm using it as little as possible but still managing to function, and that's going to be really difficult to get the balance. I'm just back to go into a new job as well, so obviously I'm going to have to explain to them what I'm going through. And when you see me walking around my little bottle of morphine, like, don't worry, it's just I need it there as my like comfort blanket in a way to just to help me get through the really, really difficult times. So yeah, I'm terrified and I'm trying to put on a brave face. It's taken me a little while to process that I'm actually doing it. It's been 4 years. 4 years of me being on fentanyl. So yeah, I'm scared. I'm really, really scared, and I don't want to, but also I know I have to, because I cannot put a baby through being born addicted. I couldn't do that, and I'm desperate to have children. I'm really, really desperate, and I can't wait to have children. Every time I see a baby, I'm so broody. I couldn't put it through that, but it's terrifying. It's really terrifying. I'm scared. But I just need to look at the light at the end of the tunnel and remember why I'm doing this, so that I can have a baby, and that baby won't be born addicted to anything. That baby will be a healthy baby, and I'll be drug free. And that is what I've got to focus on, and that is what I am focusing on. That is what I'm thinking about, I'm focusing on, and that is what I'm using to keep myself strong and to keep myself focused, and to know that is where I'm going to be. And the thought of that is incredible. It just feels daunting and it feels a little bit impossible. So I'm just trying to take it one step at a time, but have that in the back of my mind that you're going to be here. You are going to be here 100%. I'm filming this video as much for myself so I can watch back and think, yeah, actually you're gonna get to that point. On those days where I feel like I can't do it, I've got this to be like, yes, you can do it. You can do it, you're gonna get through, and it's gonna be amazing when you get there. It's just gonna be a tough ride, a really fucking tough ride, but you will get there. And I'm glad I've got the most incredible partner to help me, and he's so supportive. He's incredible. So I'm so glad about that. Thank you so much for watching. As I said, watch out for more of these videos to come when I move onto the different doses and talk about my experience with that. I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Bye.